is a hell of a noise. So that's our project. This bolt here actually moves the tensioner in and out. So if you tighten it, it moves inward, adds tension onto the serpentine belt. If you loosen it, it gives slack, it moves out this way. So the way to take this off is to loosen this on the tensioner pulley. It's a 15 millimeter. Then we can release the tension here. So we'll just loosen this up. And once we have this loosened up enough, you can see it's very loose. I can jiggle this around a little bit. Then eventually I can just kind of begin to slide this off. All right. There we go. So once we have that off, we can start unraveling our serpentine belt. Obviously, I really just want to get it off of here, so I'll push that off to the side. Right, so this thing is now completely locked up. This is obviously our problem, so I'm sure that's going to be a fun thing to have to replace. So I got the car back from the shop. They have evacuated all of the gas out of the AC. Got a new kit, so it's got a compressor, condenser, and dryer. And I also picked up a new metal hose here, so we'll be installing that. So there are two screws, there's one here and then one over here. That's what holds on the front bezel. Once you have those off, it just pops right off. Screws are out, second bezel's coming off the grille. I don't know that I have to, but I want to because this is rather fragile. There's just a number of screws here. There's one here, there's a few down here. So we'll just go on, we'll take all those off. We'll go here, and now this is gonna pop right out. So that's exciting. This is the guy we're going for. All right, so I gotta get this out of the way. Okay, so we have the bezels off. Signals are removed. There is a nut right here on this side that I'm gonna have to loosen up. And there's one over here that I have to loosen up. These look pretty rusty, so I'm probably just bring them down. Likewise, there's one on the back that looks in better shape. And then one down there, also in much better shape. All right, so we have this one loose. Just gonna do it by hand here. Okay, that one's that. And then we just have one more over here. Our last bolt on the front here, our last other nut on the front. The entire front of this comes off. There's a connection, this guy right down in here. That's part of the harness, and that's really the only thing keeping me right now from removing the entire front of this. So after some struggle, I was able to get this separated. There we go. All right, our next step is to get this piece off here so we can get to the condensers. All of our bolts are out the top of this thing here, so this should just pop right off. There are 4 screws that are attaching this piece here. So loosen this up a little bit. Of our electric, so this one I've already done. It's a 1/2 inch long tube socket. So we had to disconnect this connection right here. Is unfasten these 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are 1/2 inch. After the one in the front left, I'm going to go to the one in the right rear. We go to the one in the rear left. So this is hiding under the panel. And then we're going to go to the one in the right. Connect the AC lines from the interior portion. What I have here is a little tool, and what this is going to do is it's going to release this coupling here. So inside of this coupling is it's like a round spring. And so what you do is you slide this over it, and you basically kind of jiggle it in until you release that spring, which then lets you pull out the connection and snap it over here like that. I'm going to wiggle this inside there until it begins to click. I can hear it just connecting. And after I have that, I can pop it out. Same for these guys over here and this guy here. So after an evening of drilling out this bolt that was in there, I started out with my smallest, moved up to about a quarter. We're finally at the last throws of it here. So as you can see, I drilled it out, and all I'm doing now is I'm pulling the threads that are left in there out, which is kind of fun. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. After that, I'll clean this up, and I'm gonna have to get a new bolt. So that is now all drilled out. Just have to get a heel coil and fix that. What I'm doing here is I'm cleaning out all the bolt holes. I got incredibly lucky. When I drilled this out, I didn't actually cause any damage to the threads. So I just sent this thing down there, cleared out any junk, and I just got really lucky. So on the last one here, I'm just gonna clean out my threads. Just gonna go back and forth on this. This is aluminum, so it's fairly easy to cut, but it's also easy to damage. So we're just taking our time. So I think we're all set. The condenser is removed to save myself a bit of struggle here. I just saw through those because I didn't want to have to fight with it anymore. We're going to flush out the interior of the AC. So yeah, these two lines here going inside the car. This is just a flush kit. I don't have this is what I have. So inside of here, there is a hose. It's a little nozzle. That's going to go here. We're going to hit that with a couple of bursts. Alright, so we're going to let that sit for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to blast it out with our compressed air. I flushed out these hoses, shot in there, came out down there, and I've been blowing compressed air through so that they are clean. So we have our new compressor. It's situated. There it is. It's very shiny and very happy. Uh, 20 foot-pounds for these bolts, and you're going to want to tighten these in a crisscross pattern. So here, 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 here. That's what we'll do. So 20 foot-pounds. All tightened up, ready to go. Okay, folks, so we have the condenser. We installed this piece here, refurbished that, just give you some paint. Got some new bolts in here. Got the coolant hose rehooked up, and next step is to connect our hoses. These hoses installed. I've also connected up over here our two hard lines, or rather our hard line into here, and our soft line into here. These are all snapped in nice and tight. You know, after that we're just basically assembling things. I did wrap this in a bit of foam with some duct tape because it does sit very close to the body there, and I don't want it to get scratched up and have a leak. So we got our new Serpentine belt on. So here's how this works. You're going to put the tensioner on here. This is how you tighten and loosen it. So if you tighten it, it pulls. There's a bolt under here, connects right to this wheel. As you tighten it, it pulls the wheel this way, which obviously adds more tension onto the belt. So after you adjust it so you get the proper tension, general rule of thumb is if you can twist the longest edge here by about halfway, after you get the tension the way you want it, and you tighten this, that's going to lock this in place, and you're good to go. All you have to do now is reinstall the cover here, which is right here, and then we'll get the battery back in the front of this monster back on. So this guy's on here. There are 3 screws on each side, 1, 2, and 3. This one I left undone because I have to put my air intake in. There is a small guy here that attaches onto that, with a little rubber mount underneath. Another one here, there's one here, and there's one over here. I'm leaving this one off because that is part of the battery housing, and so once I get the battery in, I'll install this guy. But looking good. We got our condenser in, looks all fine. A couple of connections that we need to add. So this is connected here. This guy is connected down here, and the clutch is connected here. The AC system is all connected up. In terms of electric, all the hoses are in, all the clamps are on, everything looks good. I got the battery holder in, got that guy in, and we've seated front grille. Just kind of resting there for now while I wait for some hardware to dry. That's why I got the fan on. Belts in. So we'll wrap this up. So our grille is coming on. Let me show you how this works. So there are 4 bolts here that are going to attach the front to the car. There's one here. This is the front right. That is also back in there. If you can see it, it's this guy here. Another one on this side. Obviously in the same corner. Well, it's hiding back there, but there he is. And then in the same spot over here, there is another bolt right there. It's a nut, actually. All right, so that attaches the front. After that, I got the indicators screwed in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I put the actual grille on. So this has little tabs in the bottom and 4 screws. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so grille's on. Only thing left now is put the bezels on, which are these guys here. They're going to go over the. They're going to go on like this. Right, so we got a little tab. Slide that in, and it just slides around like that. And then there are 2 screws in here that are going to secure this, 1 and 2. Right.